Hello and welcome back to a Cat and Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we're back with another banger PulseChain video, giving you guys the latest and greatest of crypto news. I'm going to tell you straight up that today you've come to the right place. This video is meant for you, and I don't believe in coincidences. So it might be that you're new to PulseChain and you're trying to learn more about this eco, or you've been here for a while, you're holding some bags within this chain, but you're having self-doubt and it's growing. You know, you're doubting if PulseChain is going to be a winner this cycle. I'm about to tell you that we're going to look at some global macroeconomics, some news about PulseChain. You're going to be leaving this video feeling more confident. You can thank me later, guys, because I was here during the two most depressing times in PulseChain. And I'll never forget them, how it was. The first one was summer of 2024, where we had 24-hour volumes down to like 3 million, guys. 3 million 24-hour volumes. And the second time was this year, in around March, March to April. That one also was a big hit. We had a massive reversal. Again, it made sense if you looked at the M2 money supply, but not all people know about this. So it didn't make sense to them. They were just like blaming. Richard Hart blaming PulseChain. Oh my God, we're in the worst place. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't understand. Like, some people, they would rather just create more negativity than actually moving on, doing something more productive with their time. But what I'm trying to say is that I've been through way worse times, guys. Okay, and if you're new to this cycle, I've had to learn from a lot of expensive mistakes. Okay, I have failed more than many of you have tried. Okay, so my videos here, I'm sharing this knowledge because when I started in crypto in the previous cycle, I wished there was a channel like mine. Okay, the people that I was watching, some of them, yes, were great and stuff, but a lot of them had ulterior motives. Okay, so what you're seeing in this video, guys, this is what I truly believe. I'm not saying that I'm going to be 100% right. One of the main skills that you should have as a disciplined investor, you have to be ready that you could be wrong, that you will be wrong. But you can adapt and you will never quit. Or just don't quit, until you make money. Depends. I'm not trying to say, not quit and then get more money, borrow more money, whatever. You guys know what I mean, right? So we're going to look more into this. Okay. And as I said, there's like Bitcoin maxis that are even saying straight up, we're not even going to see an altcoin season. Okay. And they sound like super smart. They sound so confident. People are giving them like this voice because of course they sound smart. Why? Because the chart is up. Right? The chart is up. So can we really argue? The same thing that I told you guys with Richard Hart, everyone's calling him a scammer. But come when the chart does a 10x, everyone's going to be like, oh, he's the greatest founder ever. It's crazy, even though Richard Hart's message is still the same. Anyways, we're about to look at some stats that not a lot of people know. Okay? And remember, what separates the winners from the losers isn't luck. It's information. What do you know that the others don't know? This is what you subscribed here for. So again, big thank you to everyone. We're going to zoom out. We're going to look at the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum, how they are doing. You can see that Bitcoin is up 1.36 again. Do excuse my... I'm a little bit, just a little bit, poquito, under the weather. Bitcoin is at $122,000. Ethereum is doing really great, up 4,500. And what's crazy, this is day 3 of the government being shut down. What's even crazy, and I'm going to talk more about this in a separate video, that I've seen global or central banks starting to accumulate gold, guys, in their reserves. Like up to 15 tons in the last few months, guys. And this kind of does throw around the whole thing of, the Great Reset that you see a lot of people talk about. Okay. And now the good thing is that actually, crypto is going to be a major solution of that. Crypto is going to be the only resort that America has to solve the 37 trillion debt that's only growing, and it's growing at a higher rate than their yearly GDP. Believe it or not, 130% roughly. It's crazy, right? And obviously the whole thing with the debt rollover cycle. They're trying to increase the debt deficit, the spending. They're going to print more money. They're going to keep borrowing more. It's like a game of Jenga, guys. Once something falls, it ain't gonna look good. It ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good. I know that's double negative, but you know what I mean. It is past midnight, so also, cut me some slack here. But this is why I'm so glad we're in crypto. Okay, because we are in this space that's a hedge against inflation. Ironically, because Bitcoin is inflationary itself, but that's a good example of when inflation is good. It's deterministic. We know that Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million, right? We know where the inflation goes to, as opposed to the fiat system that's debasing month over month, and it's only benefiting the people that are closer to the money printer, the Cantillon effect, right? And by the time it reaches to the hardworking, middle class, lower class people, they're left with the negatives of inflation. And again, contrary to what people are saying, like I've even seen the global European the European Central Bank, I reported this a week ago, where they said, we recommend families to start saving. And it's crazy because we're about to enter quantitative easing, right? We're starting to see fiscal policy easing. And with the first rate cut, are we going to see a rate cut this month? Very likely. And with this quantitative easing, it's actually times like these where saving, you get punished when you save money in your bank account, because that's going to be diminishing buying power month over month. This is why at least the best thing to do, again, I'm not a financial advisor, is to go things that are a leverage on the inflation. So things like stocks. Okay, you can go with bonds. Now the bond yield, long-term bond yield, is probably going to start falling down. Okay, this is kind of one of the side effects of quantitative easing. But guess what? The bond prices are going to go up. It's an inverse relation. So there's that. If you want to go to a lower risk. Habibi, welcome to the crypto. It is honestly a great place to be in terms of freedom and a place where you might actually make life-changing gains and break it out of the 9-to-5 rat race. Like, very likely. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, everything starts with the information. Okay, you have information that other people don't know, you're more likely to win. Okay, so yes, luck is a factor, but let's now start thinking about positioning yourself and creating more luck. Okay, so yeah, we're going to continue to seeing, this is the PulseChain ecosystem. This is the 24 hours. Yes, we're doing nice. We have entered the weekend, so I'm not really going to expect much in the next 48 hours. So whatever happens in the next 40 hours is totally random and noise to me. And yeah, you can see that in the last 7 days, it's more or less, it's actually not bad. Like in the last 7 days, eHex is up 25%. So it's not as bad as what people on the internet are making it seem to be. And yeah, you can even see here with Ethereum, it is up 11.9%, way higher than what is PulseChain doing. But do remember, there's a delay between the processes of that flow chart. Bitcoin season, Ethereum season, large cap season, and then altcoin season. Okay, so looking at even more stats here. Also want to remind people that we are still accumulating more and more new wallets on a daily basis, which is really great. Okay, I've seen a lot of new faces starting to comment down on my YouTube video. Okay, I've seen people literally message me and be like, "Hey, Kad, I'm new. Can you help me around?" Or just people send me a nice message saying, "I've come across your channel. I'm new to PulseChain," and it means it really makes my day, guys. When I read those messages, I read every single comment. Thank you very much. And you can scroll down here. You can see, yes, we are very, more or less consolidating on the daily active wallets around 9,000. This is great. Just to put in perspective, around Ethereum has a 500k daily active wallets. Solana has like, I don't know, I want to say 2 million. I think it's probably anywhere between 1 to 2 million daily unique active wallets, guys. So think about how much, like how little we need to grow to get some of that market share. And also at the same time, think about, and I made a tweet about this, think about what is our unique selling points, okay? We will lead the next DeFi season, which is going to be 3.0, with things like Hex, PulseX, with the buy and burn, right? It's a better Uniswap, with things like PDAI, things like PWBTC. Yeah? Look at this. PulseX, this is from like the OKX wallet exchange. Big shout to OKX, by the way. Really great wallet. And also the fact that we are going through our first bull cycle. We're a 600 million market cap chain where volatility is a feature. And we also know that we are one of the top Ethereum strategic reserves. This is from Richard Hart with the sacrifice phases from Pulse and PulseChain sacrifices. We are up 121 million, guys. Come on, the people who are doubting Richard Hart, like, what do you guys think Richard Hart's gonna do with this? Okay, there's no guarantees, just like anything in crypto. At the end of the day, yes, there actually is odds that we might not even see an altcoin season. There is odds that Bitcoin has already topped, in July. Like, we can't speak in certainties. This is why you have to have a probabilistic approach. But now let's speak about what has the highest odds of happening. Looking at what happened previously, right? We tried with the Ethereum amplifier. Is it called amplifier? Yeah, I think it's called the adoption amplifier. Sorry, right? What happened with that? The buybacks, and like everyone at the beginning. And a big shout to this. I had a comment, and he said this. From Wayne says, last cycle, everyone said the same about Hex. It's doing nothing. Everything else is reaching all-time highs. Hex is a scam. Richard Hart is a scammer. And then Hex had its turn and blew everyone's face off. Sell now, we dare you, bro. Thank you for that comment. This guy sounds like he's an OG, a seasoned investor, trader. So glad to have you. And to the other highlighted comments here from Mo Money says W. Well, thank you, sir. Mo Money. And then you have Rhoda here says, I doubt PulseChain will run this year. Sometime next year is my guess, but doesn't look good at all. Now, I partially agree with you in terms of like we will run next year, but I also partially disagree, as in I think we also will run this year. Okay, you guys probably already know by now that I think that there's going to be 2 altcoin season waves. Look at the chart. Just going to tell you the exact, like you'll see 2 peaks, 2 tops. More on this in a second. A big shout out to the YouTube members. Thank you very much for choosing to support my small channel who want me to continue doing what I do. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. And looking at other things, this is the strategic Ethereum reserve that I mentioned in the previous video. And you can see that PulseChain is number 5, holding 166,000 Ethereum worth $751. Yeah, we can flex that we hold more Ethereum than Coinbase themselves as an ETH strategic reserve, guys. This is really good for marketing. Okay, I've actually already seen this screenshot in a lot of YouTubers that have really a lot of views. So it's really good that we are up there in the top 5. And anyways, we have other things like, as I mentioned, PDAI. So PDAI today is 266 away from $1. PWBTC is around 225x from parity with Bitcoin. Price, as we said, 122K. Now, are we going to reach there? Again, what are the odds? Right? There's definitely odds that it's not going to happen. There's odds that it's going to happen. So you have to decide based on your own individual risk tolerance, if the risk to reward ratio, the RR, if the risk to reward ratio makes sense to you. So the upside here is making 266x. The downside is, losing your investment. Okay, so again, risk tolerance is, what portion of your portfolio would you want to allocate to this? Now, off the bat, I'm going to tell you, be careful from overexposing yourself to one token. Okay, you want to have a healthy relationship with your portfolio where you don't even need to like check on it every single day. Okay, like I genuinely open my portfolio. We're talking like, guys, probably once a month. Looking at charts, yeah, I look at charts like every day. Okay, but looking at my portfolio, I don't need to look at it. Like I'm nowhere near where I think, you know what I mean? Like where the Pulsechain's potential is going to be. So why do I need to look at that? You know, it's fear. That's what gets everyone. And that's what I'm trying to communicate through these videos, guys. There's two types of fears. You might have heard of one of them, which is FOMO, right? Everyone knows about it, fear of missing out. There's another one, which is fear of losing money, FOMO, where people sell way too soon. And this is one of the greatest reasons why people who are traders in the stock market don't make that much money, because they exit out of the successful trades too soon, that they're still overall in a negative, as in their portfolio, and then they quit. Guys, when you think of names, nobody remembers the names of quitters. And you're part of history right now. Continue believing. Continue believing. But as I was going back to it, there's two types of fears, right? The FOM and the FOMO. And the thing is with fear, right? Fear, and I found this definition, I think it was from a book, it was amazing. And it said, fear is what makes temporary pain feel permanent. So keep that in mind. So yeah, moving on, looking at the total crypto market cap. This is what I wanted to report in this video. We actually just broke all-time high in the total crypto market cap at around 4.13 trillion. Now, again, giving you guys more alpha here. This is my prediction. This is the range of my basically top signal, which is around 10 to 7. That's kind of the lower bound, maybe even a further 5% or even 10% buffer for error percentage. But yeah, this is my range. This is where I think the top of the cycle is going to be. Yes, there is room for us going to 12 trillion, but again, that's going to be aspirational. I'd rather have lower expectations and be surprised for the upside rather than the other way around, where I'm going to say, oh, we're definitely going to go to 12 trillion or even 20 trillion, as some people say, and then be surprised for downside. Okay, I'd rather be the other way around for you guys, okay? Looking at the other, this is the PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index, and this is what I mean by the sine wave, the cyclical nature, which is around, 4 years, 1,400 days, okay? And you can clearly see by looking at this, at this point, we should have been at the top of this PMI. So we've been in the longest bear market, okay, from the past cycles. You can see that these align very closely to this cyclical nature to it. Okay, the pendulum swing, basically. So what's going to happen now? This is why we're more likely, okay, to go into the delayed cycle or the beginning of the 5-year cycles instead of a 4-year. It doesn't really matter, but as long as you're adapting to the global macroeconomics and not really blaming whatever you're holding. But yeah, in general, I don't think that we are going to start. I'm really excited to see the next PMI prints. So it does look like, again, I put this arrow here just to see the rate of growth, how long it could take us to reach the tops. Because look at this, 3 out of the last 3 times, after the last 3 cycles, Bitcoin topped when PMI was close to its own top. Well, when PMI also topped. So look at this, Bitcoin here, back in 2013, PMI was at 56. It's basically local top. And then you have 2017, Bitcoin topped at 11,000. PMI was again around that 60 point. And then now in the COVID cycle, you can see that Bitcoin topped again when PMI was at its highest, 64. So now, very easily, people who are saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin has topped already, the bull run is not just starting, oh, you guys are being stupid or whatever. PMI is nowhere near the top, my friend. Okay, so you can actually think about the risk appetite isn't really that high yet. Looking at the Federal Reserve balance sheet, go look it up, right? We're just starting to flat line on the Federal Reserve balance sheet. What are you talking about? Okay, we're about to, that's it. You have to wait till the next cycle, 2028 or whatever. It's crazy, guys. Some people absolutely don't know nothing what they're talking about. They're not making up any data-driven like statements. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you don't know anything, just don't say anything at all. I don't get it. But people have the need to, make it as if they're experts. And by the way, this is why I don't really like to do technical analysis, because like what you need to understand, the less number of tools, the less clutter they have in a chart, the better. Okay, like I'll show you an example. And I wanted to keep this for a separate video, but I'll show you an example. This. Okay, I just made a script that just, puts the gold with Bitcoin, but with an 8-week offset, because that's what I've seen people talk about. If you guys remember from 2 weeks, 2 videos down, I said that gold goes up and Bitcoin waits. And then when gold finishes going up, gold waits and then Bitcoin goes up. Do you understand? So it's like an alternating thing. And guess what? Look at this. We've been having a rally up with gold. Is at its all-time highs. It's been going up for 2 months, almost 2 months. Okay? And at some point, I'd expect it to start consolidating. And guess what? And this is also on the as I said, the 8-week offset. And it's pretty aligned. It is pretty aligned, guys. Okay, so looking at around this point, which is mid-October, which is less than 2 weeks, the meme, 2 weeks, you can see that, yeah, it's going to be really crazy. And if I even align to see the price of Bitcoin, if it reached here, that's 160 priced Bitcoin in the midterm in 2025. Now, just imagine where Ethereum will be, and just imagine that trickle-down effect to altcoins, where altcoins will be. Okay, this is why you subscribe to your for, guys. I would appreciate a like. I'd appreciate you sharing it to at least one friend. I'd appreciate if you comment it down below. It helps a lot boost this video in the YouTube algorithm. Really appreciate it, guys. Honestly, you guys are absolutely amazing. In other great news here, Cointelegraph says Samsung has integrated Coinbase crypto access for 75 million Galaxy device users. So when I see this, in my head, I'm like, yeah, bull run is just beginning. Don't get me wrong, we're going to keep an eye out for white swan events, because, for example, I'll tell you guys straight up. A white swan event, an example could be, crypto is tax exempt in the US, for example. That is a white swan event. I would be very careful. That's where I'm going to start taking profits. Okay. Again, another really great news here. PulseChainStats.com, big shout out to them, telling us that over 300 new wallets have bought PulseX today. PulseChain has some quiet accumulators, right? The smart money. Maybe they know the recent Bitcoin move means all-time lows move next. Interesting. Okay, and speaking about all-time lows, let's see how far. Like, if you're new to PulseChain and you're like, it's been around for 2.5 years, I feel like I'm late in buying the cores. Let me go on the shiny new object. Look at this. This is from its all-time lows. PulseX is only up a 1.6x. Pulse is up 78% from its all-time low, from its cheapest ever, 78%. INC is up 2.5x, guys, from its cheapest. PHEX is up 1.3x. Okay? Look at that. Like, does that sound late? Imagine being late to a 100x by a 1.3x. Like, now do you understand what I'm saying? Now, of course, I'm not saying there's guarantees of 100x here, but I do believe in something. It's a believer cycle. So that's my bet. Moving on here from Liberty Swap, big shout out to them, because they are building silently. They're saying we are reinvesting our profits into privacy nodes and Railgun infrastructure. Our goal with Railgun PulseChain Bridge is to simply give traders a way to move funds privately and at a low cost, which we hope can contribute to healthier market making. Slowly and patiently, we believe PulseChain's uniqueness will show itself in time. Guys, imagine when there's a bridge from Bitcoin straight to PulseChain. Imagine. And then now we start to market PWBTC. And then you have people like straight up clipping one real Bitcoin to PWBTC. Just think about that. with the narrative. If you watch my video, the last video where the clip where Richard was talking about, his tricks up his sleeve, this is one of them. Liberty Swap could be a team that is hired by Richard Hart. Could be. Okay. Very cool stuff. Shout out to Moon King B-Roots here. Says, time to rally together and understand the big picture and statistics. Yes, we all agree that dollar store PulseChain devices are trash. But that's not the point. The point is people will be intrigued by what's written and the message. There's only a 2.5% conversion rate on these things. If 1 million people get the free device while Bitcoin is mooning, which is, by the way, it's mooning right now, and only 2.5% of the richest people in the country ate $5,000 and takes a chance, that's 25,000 people putting in 5,000. So 25,000 out of a million, such a small number. However, that's $125 million of buy pressure pumping my bags. If there are 5 million devices sent out, that's 625 million pump my bags, noobs. Beautiful. Love it. Great analysis. And then, on the other side of the excitement, you got Fear's Lining. Big shout out to him. You're saying, I have finally sold everything on PulseChain. I'm officially out. Well, guys, that was his third announcement of the year that he's officially out. I genuinely don't know. Like, does he find new wallets? And he's like, oh, I have more PulseChain. I'm going to finally make another tweet and be like, I am officially out of he's announcing that he's going to sell PDAI. Then he makes an announcement that has sold PDAI. And then a week later, he makes another announcement that he sold PDAI again. I don't really know how that works. But anyways, I'm officially out. Richard Hart, you can pump now. Good luck, everyone. Like, and Sir Nathan, he said, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Let me guess. Tomorrow, PulseChain will be amazing. Like, that's what he's going to tweet. I genuinely do hope if he's doing well. And if you're watching my video, send me a message, man. Like, we can speak. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I'm being serious here. But yeah, guys, listen, we're actually going to end the video there. I do have way more things I want to talk about, but we're going to keep that kind of the end of the video because I wanted to get you guys excited. This chart, take a screenshot of this chart and really try to understand it. I've actually put so much information in this. Okay, I hope you guys appreciate this. I'm super excited for crypto in general, altcoins in general. You've really come through the right place. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I don't believe in coincidences. You were meant to watch this video on this day, October 4th, or whatever day it is for you. And thank you very much, guys. You can support multiple different ways. You already know. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye. No, I forgot to say, big shout out to the man above. Trust in the process. Enjoy the process and trust in God. Okay, pray like everything depends on God. And work like everything depends on you. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.